What is up, everybody? This is Lyle with No Hippie Trucking and Transportation, and I feel sorry for all you guys that are in all this cold ass weather out there, but I'm down here about 70 miles away from Miami, and it is damn near, I mean, I'm about to turn on the air conditioning. It's that hot, but I guess you guys will have the last laugh when I'm getting paid nothing to come out of here. But listen, when I took this load, I knew it was paying so good that even if I had to deadhead all the way out of here to like Georgia, Atlanta, something like that, I was going to be good to go. So don't feel too sorry for me. But had a question from a guy that's wanting to leave his company, and he's thinking about coming to Prime. He's not interested in leasing, and he wanted to know kind of what the miles are like. Now, for me, miles don't matter because I get paid a percentage of the load, so that's more important than the actual miles. But I am going to kind of get into, you know, some of the loads that I have, at least that are showing up on my app still, and kind of go over those miles. Now, it seems like the miles that I'm seeing are varying a little bit from what I've seen some other people at Prime average as far as miles go, especially the people that get to pick their own loads. So if you're not subscribed to Trucker Nene, she's the lease driver with Prime, and she is on a program called the Load Choice Board. So if you're thinking about coming to Prime and leasing and want some information on that, check out her channel. I'll leave a link to that channel up in the iCard above. Check her out. And basically what the Load Choice Board is, you're able to pick from I believe 3 loads. You're offered 3 loads, and you pick one of those 3, and then if you don't like those, then they'll send you 3 more. And I think after a while you just have to call your dispatcher if you don't pick a load. But what she's been able to do is pick very short loads for very high profit. So she's somebody else to look at as far as leasing goes. And then if you really want some information on the company side, another channel to take a look at is Trucking Along with Kiersey. I'm also going to leave a link to her channel in the iCard above as well. So just click on this little iCard up here, and that'll take you to both of their channels. So let's kind of get to what my load miles are. And like I said, for me, the miles don't really matter because I'm getting paid a percentage. But let's just kind of look at these miles. So I had one going from Moultrie, Georgia, going to Chester, New York, and that was 1,200 miles. And these are going to be empty and loaded miles. So if you're going company, you will be getting paid for those empty miles as well. Next load was going from Lakewood, New Jersey to Laurel, Maryland. And that was a 300-mile load, and that was one of those loads that paid really well for the miles. Another one that was a short load that paid really, really well for the miles was from Laurel, Maryland to Swedesboro, New Jersey, and that was 104 miles. Then we did one from Wellston, Ohio to Corinne, Utah. That was 2,750 miles. We did one from Hiram, Utah to Middleton, Wisconsin, and that was 1,572 miles. Did one from Kent, Ohio to Laverne, Tennessee. That one was 531 miles. Noel, Missouri to Cheyenne, Wyoming. That one was 911 miles. And we did Aurora, Colorado to North Platte, Nebraska, and that was 389 miles. I can only go back so far on this app. You know what? Here's some more that are showing up. We did Lexington, Nebraska to Goodlettsville, Tennessee. That one was 964 miles. And then we did one from Goodlettsville, Tennessee to Ellery, South Carolina. That was 518 miles. And then the one that I'm on now, Walton, Kentucky to Miami, Florida, and that was $16.95. I did do a pretty decent deadhead on that, so those miles are going to be a little out of whack on that. But like I said, if your company, you'll be getting paid on all that deadhead as well. So anyway, you know, I personally don't mind the longer loads. You know, some people, you know, that's all about personal preference. I think as long as you're making the money you want to make and you're getting the kind of loads that you want, I kind of like those loads that are a little bit longer, you know, 1,000 plus, you know. I mean, I even like the 3,000 miler, or not 3,000. Well, if I could get a 3,000 miler, I'd like that as well, as long as the pay was all right. Some of the pay on some of them longer loads may not make as much sense sometimes, but you know, I like just being able to settle into a load, plan out my day, be able to start really early. Like today, you know, you know, I did a video earlier. I had a blowout on my truck, a trailer tire, and I was planning on leaving anywhere between 12 and 2 o'clock to get to my final destination, which was going to be a service, not my final destination, but where I was going to end the day, which was a service plaza down near Miami, Florida, about 20 miles away from where my drop-off was. But since my tire got blown out and started eating up my hours, I'm about 90 miles away from my final destination. But I just like, looks like somebody else just blew a tire out there. A guy with the, that is so odd. A guy with a boat. Anyway, I personally like the longer miles. Like, I know I'm rambling, but I personally like them just so I can kind of settle in, get my time down to where, you know, okay, I'm gonna, you know, perfect time for me to start driving between 12 and 2 in the morning, so I always have a good chance to park. One thing, you know what, not to keep rambling, hope I'm not pissing people off. Yeah, you can smell that rubber. We're right off the highway. But dang, not to keep rambling, but I forgot how much good parking they had down here in this Miami area. You know, I'm at a, you know, at a rest area. I didn't even make it to the service plaza I wanted, which would have had a few more amenities, but I'm all stocked up on food and everything. But this service plaza has like 70, 80 spots. There was a weigh station, and goddamn, Florida has more goddamn weigh stations. I think I hit like 3 or 4 of them things already within like 200 miles. But you know, the last weigh station I came through, which was about 11 miles ago, had about 30, 40 spots. There's an exit before that that had a Pilot and a Love's. I think it was like an exit, I don't remember, but anyway, there was 2 exits like 3 miles apart, and they both had a Love's and a Pilot at each exit. So, and had I decided to go further and risk me going over on my hours, there was another, I think another weigh station and another rest area before I got to the place that I wanted to end up. But anyway, listen, I know a couple company drivers, so like I said, trucking along with Kiersey, seems like she's getting some good miles. There's a girl I was in training with, she was getting like really, really good miles. Then she decided to take on a Walmart dedicated account in California, so she's not quite getting the miles, but I think they're paying a little bit different to kind of offset the lack of miles. But I mean, you know, I know she was saying that her miles were between 24 and 31, most of them kind of in between there. So miles definitely here. Anyway, that's about it. Like I said, I am leasing, and I'm gonna do a video on, you know, I've spoke a little bit about the leases, but I really want to talk about my philosophy with the lease. I probably need to write that down because I've been wanting to do that video and I haven't got to it. I don't know, maybe I'll just remember it again. Anyway, do want to thank you guys for stopping by. No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. For all you guys that are out there in Utah, Montana, even my home state, Colorado, heard they got some snow today. Hey, listen. It's hard staying this goddamn hot in February, but I'm gonna try to make the best out of it. Anyway, comment, subscribe. I'm out.